Yeah, I'm gonna have to be quiet. Can't be too loud. If I'm too loud, I'll just disturb the people in the house. And I don't want to do that. So, I don't know, I just basically came to talk about the journey, I guess. The journey. You know, the one that had to be taken. There was really no way around it, you know? I thought there was. I thought I could power through it in the same way I powered through most things in my life, but this shit just wasn't happening like that, you know? It said, Omen, we're gonna give you some headaches and some pain. You're gonna take it. You're gonna like it. And of course, I went and did dumb shit. You know, everybody does dumb shit in their life, but that's not an excuse to do dumb shit. I miss my sons. I do. I miss my sons. I'm mad at myself for isolating myself. But if I didn't, I think things probably would have been a whole lot worse. So it's better that I didn't do that. I know it's Monday, and I don't expect to see anybody come out on a Monday. And that's fine. I guess I'm just doing this more for myself than I am for anybody else. Like, the microphone and the audience is like a therapist. You know, it gives me a chance to kind of get out the things that I'm going through in a way that I feel like getting it out, you know? And I've been watching them lately. Like, usually I watch some of the ones from my channel, depending on them. But, like, I've been watching the ones I've been doing with Kilo lately, and it's just kind of embarrassing, you know? It's kind of embarrassing to see yourself acting like a complete and total idiot. But, with that being said, we learn from our mistakes. That's what makes us adaptable human beings. You know, we learn and we change. Hopefully. Not always, though. You know, you have those of us who are stubborn like myself, and they just think that they can figure everything out on their own. They don't want to ask for help. They don't want to ask for anything, really. Advice. Because to me it seems almost like, and I'm not saying that this means to me that you're a weak person, just in my mind. To ask people to help you with something, to ask people to give you something is like, shows a sign of weakness. That's just my opinion though, you know. Sometimes you gotta ask because people don't always offer. I'm the type of person that offers help. Too much. Too much. Anyway though, I'm not gonna sit here and depress people. Nobody wants to be depressed on fucking Tuesday night. Not that it really matters what day of the week it is, but nobody wants to be depressed with shit. So let me stop playing depressing music, because that would, you know, help the mood if I rebounded into something a little bit more, I don't know, just a tad bit more along the lines of what I would think maybe people came here to see at night. I'm now in a place that is known to be quite haunted. No joke, I'm serious. I've heard the tales. I've even seen some of these ghostly figures lurking about, peeking around corners. They watch you. They watch you. They wonder what it is you're thinking. They feed off your fear. They're like monsters. That's the word we give them. We don't understand it, so anything that we don't understand becomes a monster. Now, let me take you back. Maybe about, I don't know, 100 years or so. Back when the evil walked among human beings like they were one of us. It was strange. It was a strange time. You know, apparitions were the norm. To see a ghost wasn't strange. You didn't have a YouTube channel called Nuke's Top 5 or Chills or Top 15s or whatever the other ones are called. Slapped Ham. Sir Spooks. No. It's almost, if you didn't see it, there was something wrong with you. Now, let me tell you something. There was a time where the balance shifted. And it was no longer the way it was supposed to be. Now, let me explain to you how this happened, right? You had all these angels. They was fighting and shit. Mad. Angry about their job. You know, most people don't like their job, so why would angels be any different? I mean, who really wants to go around smiting shit all day? I mean, I get bored with it. Like, God, Jesus. I just destroyed 3 villages yesterday. This is overtime, man. I'd like a little bit more respect here. Gabriel's lazy as shit. He's getting fucking fat. Michael's over there hanging out with Aphrodite and shit. Meanwhile, you got me here working my ass off. Now, of course, God's not gonna fucking listen to what the fuck this guy is saying. He created the motherfucker, so he's like, fuck you. Do what I tell you to do. Go smite some shit. Come back. Do the angel stuff. Wings, golden halos, and bright shit, and go on about your fucking way, you know? But obviously that's not what happened. You know, people got real angry about it. Books were written, like the Holy Bible and the Quran. They came up with their own interpretations of this massive war. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened in a different dimension where things are a lot different. I went there myself. It was strange. Somehow, I woke up in the middle of the night, went to the bathroom, had to use it because I had drank a lot of water, I think, the night before. It's just bladder was full. Had to go. It was like explosion, ready to go happen. Ran in the bathroom, tripped, bumped my head. Not too hard though. It's not like it knocked me out or anything. Just good enough to make you say, "Oh shit!" You know what I'm saying? So then, boom. All of a sudden, it's like green light comes in my fucking window. Shh. Feel all tingly. Then the next thing I know, I'm in some strange land, kind of like ours, sort of, but different. Like you could tell it was off. Just something about it didn't quite jive. Anyway, though, let me not get caught up in the details. Let me tell you the story. So I'm walking around here trying to figure shit out, you know, get my bearings. See a little bar. I figure, hey, if you're gonna find out anything about a place, find out in the fucking bar. You know, I walk in. I see these dudes. Well, they're built like dudes, but they look like chicks. It was weird. They had really feminine features, all of them, but they were manly. Big, huge, manly. Gigantic. Scary, ominous even. Anyway, I walk up to one of the guys. I'm like, hey, where is this place? Like, where am I? He tells me some name I don't know. I'm confused. Immediately I'm arrested because I have no identification. It's terrible. Throw me in jail. Sitting there for a little while and trying to verify my identity, and I told them the whole story. Came through this green shit, fucking tingly, and here I am. So they go talking amongst themselves, keep peeking back at me. I'm nervous as hell because look, I don't know where the fuck I am. I bumped my head, green light took me somewhere, so I'm fucking confused. Anyway, after they talk amongst themselves for a little while, one of them comes over, he grabs me by the arm, drags me out. starts yelling at me in some language I don't understand. So I'm just looking at him dumbfounded like this. You know, he gets angry, he slaps me, but like he doesn't connect with my face. Like this light comes out of his hand, pow, smack, knocks two of my teeth out. I was really upset. Jumped at him, punched him in the face once, pow, pow. Well, twice actually. It was a 2-piece combo with a biscuit because I need him, but he had no balls. I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. He grabbed me. Wings came out of his back. I was like, oh shit, it's about to be on. There's nothing I can do. Flies up, throws me, right? I'm like, it's over with. I'm done. Out of nowhere, this other winged beast, creature, angel person swoops in, saves me, puts me down on the rock. They start fighting and shit. Magical stuff's happening. I'm like, oh goddamn, I haul ass. I'm not staying around for this shit. I don't care if that motherfucker saved me or not. I'm not trying to help nobody. I ain't got no gun, no swords, nothing. No magic even. No wings. What am I gonna do with motherfuckers that got wings? Anyway, so I'm walking around here, right? Chilling. Trying to figure out where the fuck I'm at. I've already seen some crazy shit. I'm trying to put it out of my head though, because I figure, hey, I'm bipolar. Maybe I'm having a manic episode. I've gone completely batty in my head. It's schizoaffective. Losing my mind. Maybe I smoked some bad weed. These are the things that went through my head though. Like honestly, seriously. As I walked about, lurking in the shadows, trying to stay away from any other these winged men who seem to like flying around doing magic stuff. It wasn't until I walked and saw a young boy. Well, he was small, so I considered him a boy. He wasn't really a boy, but we're just gonna say he was a boy for the sake of argument. So this boy, who didn't have wings, I guess he hadn't developed his wings yet, or something? I'm not sure. I didn't ask him those questions. I asked him this one question. Where the fuck am I? And, please, speak English. English. Oh, I knocked the fucking light off. That was terrible. Well, see, that's kind of the sound he made when he ran off. Something dropped. Of course, I turn around behind me. There's a damn fucking another one of those angel people. He didn't have a very good look on his face. I immediately knew that I was probably in some type of trouble. And I reacted in a manner which probably wasn't good. I threw a rock at him, real quick, smack, hit him in the face. He got a little bruise. He was crying about it for a hot minute, just a hot minute. I'm hauling ass trying to run. You know, I already seen what the fuck these motherfuckers can do. I'm not playing games. Well, of course he caught me. Beat my ass. I mean, he was beating my ass. And it was not the kind of ass whooping that you would wish on your worst enemy. But for some strange reason, it wasn't really doing the type of damage I think it should have done. It was more or less kind of muted. Anyhow, while he's, beating the crap out of me and shit, fucking green light comes back. Sucks both of us back up in the fucking void. You know what I'm saying? Sucks us both in. Now, mind you, I have no idea where we went in the first place. And I have no idea where we might be going the next time. Now, luckily, for me, we ended up back where I started from. Now, this dude was fucking out of his mind. Out of his mind. I mean, like, he was surrounded by humans. And when he was surrounded by us, he wasn't as strong. All that flashy magic shit out of his hands really wasn't anything against a few AK-47s or 45 and a 9mm. I mean, fuck your wings, son. Go ahead and fly if you want to. Shoot your ass down, bitch. Remember that ass whipping you was giving me? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Payback's a bitch, isn't it? Broke his fucking wing. Snap. Broke his other wing. Snap. Cut him off. Pulled the feathers out. Fried them like chicken wings. Big, giant angel chicken wings. Crispy, crunchy. I put the blood of Apophis on it. It was tasty. Now, anyway, before I get too into eating, we did have a feast. It was great. Biscuits, gravy and biscuits with macaroni and cheese baked, to that nice crispy perfection on the top. You know what I'm talking about? Where you got the crunchy layer right at the top, and it's real good. You got the cheese in there, it's all melted. You can smell it. You know it's gonna go real good with them corn on the cob and them collard greens with the ham hocks. Yes, candied yams. Candied yams with baby back ribs. Ooh, and some fried chicken. Delicious. Pardon me, I'm sorry. I got caught up. Remembering the feast in my mind was like dancing on my taste buds. It was delicious. It was so great. The music was loud, rambunctious. People were jumping off tables. It was sickening. Beating drums, playing beats, freestyling and shit. They was getting it in. We was getting it in. Now, obviously, we had totally forgotten, well, I did, that there's a whole fucking world of these motherfuckers, and they don't like us. And we've pretty much done the equivalent of cutting a man's balls off and then fed them to other people, which is weird. I don't think I would feed other people someone else's balls. I'd probably feed that person their own balls if I were to cut off someone's balls. But I don't think I'd be cutting off anybody's balls. That's just gross. Now, after the raucous riot wore itself out, people returned to their homes, quiet, watching television, Netflix, but there would be no chill. There would be no chill. Oh no. A green flash lit up the sky like a aurora borealis. Some people said it's northern lights. How is it northern lights, motherfucker? We're down south. Makes no sense. You mean to tell me that somehow the axis of the earth has flipped its wig over, upside down, and nothing happened except for to see lights? I don't think that's a wise conclusion, sir. Well, listen. After the flash, started hearing people screaming and shit. The blood-curdling kind of screams, the ones that you know something is definitely happening, like really bad. Like you don't even have to ask the question, like you know. You immediately panic, because if mad people are screaming like that, it's really bad. And then see me, I was there. So I already knew it was gonna be some shit. I knew it was gonna be some shit. We just fucked this motherfucker's wings up and everything. Ate him. Ate his wings like chicken with hot sauce. Then we thought about something. Thought about the look on his face when I bought the hot sauce out in the first place. He was sweating. Didn't even taste it yet. It was weird. Then I realized something. Dragged his ass down in the basement real quick. Get down here, motherfucker. What's wrong with you and this hot sauce? Why don't you like hot sauce? He wouldn't talk. Trying to be hardcore. Punched him in the face real quick. Splashed some hot sauce on him. He starts wiggling around. Ooh, he didn't like that shit. He didn't like that shit at all. It's like holy water to a fucking demon. Hot sauce. Ooh, splashed him again. Splashed him, splashed him, splashed him. Just leaving burns on his face like fucking hives, except that don't go away. And they turn colors that's ugly and disgusting and flake off, leaving bubbly, bloody boils, oozing, seeping, weeping, bacteria and disgusting filth, pus, no scabs. No scabs. You want there to be a scab. You cry for the scab to come. You're like, please. I've bled like out of the side of my face for a week. Could I please have some peace? Scab up. Scab up. It's not what happened at all. Kept splashing with the hot sauce. It was fun after a while to watch them writhe in agony. I mean, they were out there fucking people up. They were fucking people up. It wasn't even funny, like how they were fucking him up. I'm not even gonna describe to you how they were fucking him up. Let's just say there were a lot of heads and eyeballs, body parts strewn about in the streets, blood. You slipped in it, coagulated, ugh, thick, foamy, ugh. Ribs ripped out, cages open, hearts. They're walking around. Like, seriously, I seen this dude, Angel, whatever you want to call him, with a bag of hearts. I was mortified. I'm not gonna lie. I hauled ass again, of course, from the basement. We was already fucking this guy up. I'm like, no, this has to stop. Like, I need to figure out a way to beat these motherfuckers because they are whooping our ass terribly. It's like Armageddon out here, man. Somebody said, hey, I know this guy lives in a cave in the desert, the sandy desert, not the one with the trees and stuff. Like, what the fuck desert have you ever been to that has motherfucking trees? You know, those palm trees. No, I've never seen trees in the desert. I've seen cactuses or cacti or whatever the fuck you call them. Dude, you're confusing me. Just, what desert is it? So he told me it was Death Valley. It's a cave. North by northwest, by east, by south, by west, by northwest, by, I don't know. He just gave me some actual coordinates, longitude and latitude, and I found the fucking thing. Went in there. And when I get in there, this ebony black fellow, or at least he was wearing a mask that made him look ebony black. I couldn't tell you. He didn't really come out of the darkness too much. He kind of sat back there like it was cool to talk from the dark quietly. Couldn't hardly hear his ass. It was fucking annoying. I'm like, yeah, what? What do? You know, he's telling all these little riddles and shit. So, you know, I come straight out. Like, look, dude, on some real shit. Somebody said that you could help us fight these motherfuckers that are coming down here whooping ass because we whooped their ass. So how do we whoop their ass? Comes out of the darkness. He's got one eye. It's red. Other one's missing. It's really hideous looking. He says you can make a deal with me. We can rule the world together. There's just one consequence. I'm like, well, what's the consequence? You know, it's like, the only way you'll find out the consequence is if you take the deal. Obviously, you think I did what you think I did, but I didn't do what you think I did. I did the opposite of what you think I did. What do you think I did? Actually, what I did was I didn't take the deal. That's what I did. Walked out. Cave. Farted. Made it even worse because it smelled like sulfur. It was terrible. I lit a match. Explosion. But it went backwards towards him, not towards me. It was good. Smacked him to the wall. He was all upset about it. I hear him coughing as I leave. He's like, wait a minute. Come back. So I go back. He says, listen, we can work out a deal here. All right, listen, how about this? You get me a mask that really fits my ugly, hideous face so I can actually come up out of this fucking cave because I'm really tired of being in here. And I'll help you against your angelic problem. Now, I'm dropping hot sauce and phones and shit as I'm walking out the goddamn cave, making all this noise. He's getting aggravated, but I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever, I'll do it. Leave. I go make a mask out of some grass and sticks and shit. I mean, like, who the fuck cares? It's a mask. It covers your ugly face. It's an ugly mask for an ugly face. So he puts it on. He's all psyched about it. He's happy. He comes out the cave. He looks horrible. Dirty. It's disgusting. Just dirty. Disgusting. Been eating bugs. He's got like little bug legs coming out of his beard. Stuff crawling all over it. Saw a centipede run across his bottom lip. He chewed on it. Fell one piece over here, the other piece over there. It was gross. So anyway, I'm like, how is this fucking dude gonna help me do anything looking like this? I mean, these other dudes are like majestic, wings afloat. They fly, swords ablaze with fiery vengeance. Chop, chop, chop. blood spewing everywhere. And this guy looks like a fucking bum from a cave. I had put the whole hope of the human race on some fucking cave bum that eats bugs out of his beard and has one eye and a really ugly face and needs a mask for it. Like, this is what I put the hope of our people on. It was, man, it weighed heavy on my heart for about 5 minutes. Because I figured, you know what? If this dude could live in this cave for this long and nobody knew he was in here, or at least didn't bother him, then I could probably survive in here for, you know, a good amount of time. Maybe the whole shit will be over. Even though I kind of started it, or at least maybe partially instigated it. I mean, I was minding my own business and tripped and fell. I mean, it's not like I asked to go into the goddamn dimension in the motherfucking first place. Don't blame me. Why is everybody blaming me? Well, finally, you know, things calm down. Somehow he convinces other legions of other cave bums to join up. And there's this whole cave bum army. And it was massive. Never realized how many bums there were in caves. Mind-staggering number of cave bums. The angels couldn't even take it. They didn't even want to fight. They just saw all these cave bums. It was just like, this is ridiculous. I'm leaving. Is this what happens on this planet? You've got regular bums in the street and cave bums too that are old angels. So you come down here to Earth and you become cave bums. Yeah, it's pretty much what happens. They become cave bums. They don't want to be seen by us. They definitely don't want to be seen by their people because they look even worse without wings. It's like their whole faces just get ugly because it's almost like their whole beauty is tied in to these wings, you know? Sort of like, I guess, a unicorn without a horn is just a horse. A zebra without stripes is an ass. I don't know what a giraffe without a long neck would be, though, you know? I guess it would still be a giraffe, right? But what would they call it? Would they take one of the F's off since its neck is shorter? Would it be a giraffe? That's an interesting thing to ponder one day, but not today. Why do I want to ponder that? I'm talking about the angels and the cave bums. They stepped off. I think, you know what it could have been? It could have been the breath. Because you know how, like, when you see those ancient medieval armies, they always start, like, yelling before they rush into battle. I think, you know, the angels as they were, being so clean and proper, prissy kind of, if you think about it, for warriors, didn't like the smell of the breath. It was terrible. I mean, we're talking about cave bums. They're eating bugs, rats, probably their own shit. Who knows? They probably figure it's just recycled rat bug stuff. Ugh. Just the thought of it. Anyway, like I said, things subsided. Started to kind of come back to normal. But the green light, it would come from time to time, this green light. It would come from time to time. And the times that it would come, it would bring things from a dimension that you didn't want to see. And God, I tell you this, watch Monster Bug Wars, okay? Now watch Monster Bug Wars. Look at these insects, their armor, claws, sharp mandibles. Fucking praying mantises devour birds and fucking rats with no problem. Imagine them the size of a house cat. Yeah, that's right. Thought the fucking story was over, didn't you? The angels and the fucking cave bums. No, it's not over. It's a fucking dimensional portal, people. Those things open up and all types of shit comes in. It's like changing your channel or streaming some other shit from another streaming service, I guess, since nobody changes channels anymore. I mean, what is a channel? I don't even watch TV. What's a commercial? They call them ads now. They're like 5 seconds. I think that's beautiful, only 5 seconds. Back in the day, we were subject to 30-second ones, and it was like half your show was commercials. You're sitting there and you're like, when is this commercial gonna end? I want to get back to Teenage Mutant Ninja fucking Turtles that was about to kick fucking Shredder's ass. You know? And then while it's on a commercial, your parents ask you to do some shit. You can't say no because they know it's on a commercial. So you go do some shit while it's on a commercial and then come back and you've missed the crucial part right when the commercial ends. Now, the commercial ends and I'm looking outside and I see a fucking praying mantis the size of a fucking house cat. Yeah, I told you I was gonna get back to it. You thought I wasn't, but I am. Now, immediately, I'm thinking to myself, my fucking Rottweiler will handle that shit. I mean, it's a bug. I mean, they eat rats and shit, but this is not a rat. It's a dog. It's a huge, big, brolic dog. He's not fucking around. He's talking about giving this motherfucking praying mantis the business. But I forgot something that probably would have helped me not misjudge a house cat size praying mantis. That if one of them is that big, and fuck why is it that big? I don't want to know why it's that big. I just want it dead. I forgot they fly. This fucking thing takes off. I don't see where he goes. You know, he's just gone. Just gone. Just gone. Now, I've already dealt with these fucking angels. You would think things can't get any worse than that. Well, I hate to tell you. It gets a whole lot worse than that. A whole lot worse. Because Portal, this time, rather than sending something through it, like a bug or a creature or some other being, no, it sent this type of radioactive energy that affected arthropods. Yes, only arthropods. Insects, arachnids, crustaceans even. Crabs came out to sea. It was fucking ridiculous. You should have seen people screaming for their lives. They didn't know what to do with themselves because all they saw were these giant crab claws coming out. Boom. Grab a ship, smash it. People jumping overboard. Arr, the pirates are screaming. Well, actually, there's no pirates modern day that go R. Do they go R? I should ask them if they go R the next time I see some pirates. If I see some pirates. And if any of you guys see some pirates, ask them if they still say R. They might have changed it to something else, you know, with things the way they are these days. I wonder if they still dress like pirates. Anyway, these fucking goddamn gigantic, humongous bugs were everywhere. It wasn't just the praying mantises. It was the ants. It was everything. Wasps flying around. You see your friend get stung, it's fucking dead, gets impaled, right to the fucking face. You think you're hiding indoors? No. Cockroaches, termites, mites, dust, all the little creepy crawly shit that you don't see, all proportionally gigantic and just as mean as they are when they're small. Except now they can eat us, and we don't have exoskeletons, so we're soft and crunchy. They like to eat us. It's an easy meal for them. All the goo is right there for the first bite. It's hideous. The things that happen. It's terrible. We tried to fight them with guns. Just, there were too many of them. We tried to build domes. They just dug in from under us. It was really not much we could do. I mean, we dug underground, but there were ants underground, tons of other bugs underground that we had never seen before, and they were fucking crazy. I mean, talk about territorial as fuck. We had nowhere to go. They ruled the skies. They ruled the seas. They ruled the land. They ruled everything. Got to a point where I felt like a mouse in a house with a bunch of humans that don't want them there. You know, you're bringing out the poison in the traps, and the snap trap that snaps you and kills you, crush your fucking skull real quick. Or like the glue ones. You know, they would trap us in glue traps. There was a few of them that got real smart, kind of like humans, start walking upright and shit. They would do to us what we used to do to them. So they would put down these fucking glue traps, right? Big giant sized glue traps, like a fucking sidewalk tile. But it wasn't a sidewalk tile. And we'd be walking along like everything is everything and shit. And get caught in the shit. That's your ass. That's your ass. They'll let you sit there all day trying to get out that shit. All day. You're fucking wiggling around. You're fighting with it. You're getting stuck. You're tired. You kneel. Now your knee is stuck. Next thing you know, your fucking arm is stuck. Side of your face is stuck. You start suffocating. You're wiggling around still with whatever free part of your body is there because you're suffocating slowly to death. And they're just standing there watching you. Just watching you. And then they do some horrible shit. They smash your face completely in it. And then pour chemicals on you and spray you with stuff. Stuff that hurts a lot. But doesn't kill you right away. You twitch. Twitch, twitch, twitch. Fucking agony. They splash you with some kind of antidote. Splash. Bring you to. Suffer again. More glue traps. Or like the fucking praying mantises, they don't even waste the fucking time. You be walking by a goddamn tree downtown, motherfucker jump out the fucking tree, just take your fucking head off, start chewing on it. Scary, man. I mean, we didn't know what we were gonna do. Obviously, as humans normally do, we immediately turn to our nuclear arsenal to save us. Tried to nuke what we thought was the center of these massive colonies, only to find out there was no such thing as one massive colony. It was several, spread out across the world, everywhere. But they communicated. And that was the scary part, is they all worked together, but had separate interests. Because we'd see them fighting each other, and that shit would be hot. We'd be putting money on that shit. Made a whole show about it. It's cool. Monster Bug Wars. Except when they were actually monster bugs, we didn't call it Monster Bug Wars anymore. We kind of called it like just Bug Wars. So yeah, they would be in the Coliseum, right? Like gladiators. Spider be fighting some ants or some shit like that. Maybe we just have a whole bunch of them going at it. It was crazy. Sneak in and watch this shit. Hopefully they didn't eat us. Sometimes they would let us join in. You know, they finally had their fill and realized that humans weren't going anywhere and that we would nuke the earth. They kind of just kind of coexisted, you know. We stepped on less roaches, destroyed less anthills. They ate less humans and stopped laying eggs in our guts that busted out of us like alien with a maggot that then turns around and crawls back in and eats you up from the inside out. It's fucking horrible. I watch people go through this shit. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Hollow shell of a person just falls over like a dry bug skin or snake skin when it sheds it. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. I'm telling you the truth. That's exactly what the fuck happened. Coexisting worked for a little while, you know. Obviously, people want to return to the top of the food chain. That's what human beings are. We're not happy unless we are number one. We should be, right? We're the smartest animals on Earth. We're the only ones who can destroy it in the blink of an eye. I think that takes quite a lot of talent. Don't hate. Congratulate. The fact that we can annihilate it without any complications at all. And that's what we did. The bugs were weak. Conforming. Why in the world were they working with us in the first place? They're stupid. They could have ate us all. But you know what it was? What we found out? Their Achilles tendon, heel, or whatever you call that. It was fried chicken. they started liking fried chicken. They couldn't make fried chicken. They didn't have fucking hands. They got claws and grabbers and shit. Pokey things. No hands. No hands at all. So, how are they gonna fry chicken? How? They couldn't. So, they had to rely on us. And that's eventually how we came out on top. Because of fried chicken and hot sauce. And now I'm hungry, and I think I'm going to have some chicken. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Chicken tenders. And I have hot sauce. I think about it and it makes me happy. But happiness is short-lived. Because unfortunately the next tale I tell you is one that most people aren't gonna like. I'll let this music finish first because I'm eating my chicken and hot sauce. Oh shit. This is a flip side, episode 3. So delicious. It's thick and sweet and spicy. I think I'm gonna drink the rest of this bottle when it's done with the chicken. I'm sorry, people. Just stay with me for a minute now. I didn't eat nothing. I'm gonna zip up here. So I gotta eat now. I got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. I love it. It's delicious, man. It's so good. Hot sauce is so good. Alright, that's enough of that. We're gonna get back. For some more this is instrumental Halloween music. 3 hours of scary, creepy, dark suspense horror music. Okay. Bear with me. Like I said, I have to eat. I know there's a lot of people out here who like ghosts. I enjoy ghosts. I enjoy ghosts very much. But there's something that comes along with ghosts. Yep. Yep, there is. We don't like to think about it, though. I mean, if there's good, there's evil. If there is order, there's always chaos. So, this is why I say this. Prepare yourselves, because these next stories are true ones. Short, but true. And I'm not telling them any, oh my god, this sauce is good. It's so good. I'm not telling them in chronological order. I'm just telling them in the order in which they hit my brain. And the first one is from my senior year in high school. It was February or March, so it was cold. Cold enough to need a jacket. You know what I'm saying? Cold. Coat, had a coat, had a sweatshirt on, shirt, like a t-shirt, jeans, boots, scully cap. With 3 of my friends, skipping class, like I usually did. Went downtown. Downtown New Haven is extremely old. When I say old, I mean like older than this country old. That's how old it is. 1600s type old. And with old shit like that comes a lot of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is true. You can look this up. There's a tree downtown in the Green. Had a really terrible storm one day. And the tree blew out from the roots. And that's what happened. When they looked down, where the roots had came up out of the ground, they found 4 skeletons. Human skeletons. Now at first, people thought maybe this had been done recently. Now of course in the back of my mind I'm thinking to myself, how? They're in the root of a big ass tree. What, did somebody like dig down and then under the tree? 4 bodies? That would make absolutely no sense. Well, obviously, there's a lot of museums here. You got Yale University and all their research shit. Anyway. They carbonated the bones, found out that the person was from like the 1500s. I don't think they said whether they were soldiers or what kind of, bones they were, but they were bones. They were human bones, and they were old. Now you're asking me probably, what does this have to do with his story he started about being in the coat and it being cold? Now I'm going to get to that. There are many bodies under the Green in New Haven. At one point in time, it used to be a Native American burial ground. And they moved it. And they built their churches on top of it. 3 of them. Now, the New Haven Library sits offset from the churches on a perpendicular road. Now, we were sitting on the steps, just chilling, doing what people who skip school do, smoking cigarettes, drinking, smoking weed. Now, I saw I noticed this guy, right? Older Caucasian gentleman, balding, scruffy face, kind of dirty, wearing just a wife beater, and black jeans and shoes. Nothing spectacular. They weren't any kind of shoes you would remember. You just know he was wearing shoes, right? So what I'm saying is this guy is sweating profusely. Now, anyone who knows downtown New Haven knows that it's not strange to see people walking around sweating profusely. They have methadone clinics. They all gather downtown, and that's what happens. But that's not what was happening. As the guy approached us, it got unusually hot. Now, you guys are probably thinking I'm making this up, but I am dead serious. We didn't notice it was him. Well, none of us did at first. I didn't. I just noticed it started getting hot. So I take my coat off. But then I gotta take off my sweatshirt. This guy's, halfway past us by now. I'm not paying attention to him at all. As he passes. And now, mind you, I notice this as he passes. Not at the time. It wasn't until after it all clicked. As he walked past and he finally passes, he turns his head. Doesn't turn his body. He turns his head. And he looks dead in my fucking face. Dead in my face. Right in my fucking eyeballs. Like, locked on. And I couldn't look away. I couldn't look away. His eyes were red. Just red. Like blood red. No pupils, no color, no white. Just red. He just looked at me. It was piercing. It was freaking piercing. I couldn't move. I could just look at him. Just staring at him. Hoping like hell he doesn't fucking do some crazy red-eyed person shit. Which he doesn't, thank God. He just walks off. And everything returns to normal. It's weird though. Then I said to my friends, because they weren't paying attention, I was. I said, did y'all see that shit? They're like, no. We saw nothing. I'm like, alright. Maybe I'm crazy. But it happened again. It happened again. This time it wasn't as scary though, It was a little more weird. I was mad about something. Sitting on my front porch at home. It might have been about 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Sitting there, and this guy just walks up out of nowhere. Starts talking to me. Nice guy. I'm talking to him. We're talking to each other. He sits down. I have a drink. So we're drinking together now. Me and this guy is telling me about Vietnam and, war and the stuff he did over there and how he got hurt and shit. And I'm listening to him talk. And I'm listening to him describe how he got hurt. Hurt. And the injuries he described to me were the type of injuries a person doesn't live from. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have been shot in the head, yes, and survived. But that's like a onesie twosie thing, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna get shot in the head 4 times, have absolutely no markings on you, none, no scarring. You look perfect, except just out of nowhere. Anyway, as I'm listening to him describe this, and he's drinking liquor with me, I noticed something. I didn't see him walk down the street. Now you probably say, well, you probably weren't paying attention. My street, you can pretty much see everything all the way down, to the bridge, almost to the store, and all the way down to the other street. So to not see him coming at all kind of boggled my mind real quick, right? But he was cool, so I didn't think nothing of it. I wonder if goldfish taste good with hot sauce. I'm gonna find out if they taste good with hot sauce. They taste great with hot sauce. Goldfish and hot sauce. Whoever thought that would be a classic combination. All right. Back to what I was saying. Now, the second time, the guy, Vietnam, injuries, bullets, head, didn't see him come up. I started to get a little uneasy. I won't necessarily say scared, just uneasy. My spider senses were tingling now. Now I'm thinking maybe he might be trying to rob me. Well, anyway, after about maybe another 10 minutes of drinking and just talking, he gets up. He says, "All right, man, it was nice meeting you." He walks out the gate. Now, I was putting the cap back on the bottle of vodka, so I had to look down to make sure I was putting on the cap because it's outside, it's dark. And no longer than it took for me to do and then look up, this motherfucker was gone. Gone. I live a house away from the corner on one end and 2 houses away from the corner on the other end. So he would have taken at least, it would take 15, 20 steps for him to get to the corner, and I would still see him. But he was nowhere. He didn't run. Like, I would have heard that. He was just gone. It was crazy. It was crazy. You know, I was thinking to myself, I walked into this room once at my grandmother's house, and there was this black thing in the corner on the ceiling, like right in the corner. I'm thinking it's a shadow or some shit like that from maybe the light on the ceiling. But the shadow moved. And then it didn't look like a shadow anymore because how does one explain this? You see how a shadow is something that's cast. A shadow is, you know, something not reflecting light, so it can't be seen, and yada 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 yada. Excuse me, I'm trying to get some cookies. Anyway, that's what it is, right? So imagine blackness, just blackness, moving blackness, floating moving blackness, because it has a shape to it. It's like 3-dimensional, so it's all the way around, but it doesn't look like it. You know what I'm saying? And what makes it so weird is you're so used to seeing something like that cast against something. And when you see it happen when there's nothing being cast against anything, it's freaky. It makes your hairs in the back of your neck stand up. Here's another one. This one's early on, though. I was probably about 4, maybe 5. I'll never forget this shit. This young, maybe 22, 23-year-old woman married an older dude. I think he might have been like 50. he used to treat her bad. Beat her and shit like that. But, well, I'm not sure what country she came from. It was either somewhere in Central America or somewhere in South America. But he would beat her. And because of her upbringing, she would just keep taking it. And just keep taking it. He used to never let her go anywhere. Anywhere. I remember one time she got out. She went downtown. I know she went downtown because I was downtown when I saw her with my mom and dad. Now, of course, as a child, my mind was just like, wow, she's outside without him. Oh, okay, whatever. Donald's. Something got in her downtown. Something came back from downtown with her. She went back home that day. I'm telling you what the story says in the news, in the newspaper. I didn't actually see it happen. Apparently she went back home and her husband was sleeping in his chair watching TV. She goes in the kitchen. He wakes up because he hears her, going about. Of course, he's mad she went out. He's even more mad that she hasn't at least prepared dinner. So he's fuming. He starts yelling at her, calling her all types of shit. I think he might have hit her. Well, of course everybody's going to say, well, he deserved what he got. To a certain degree, he did. But it wasn't her that gave it to him. It wasn't her. She would have never done that. She would have taken it. But whatever came back with her, wasn't taking it. It was brutal, the way it was described, how she stabbed him. Over 70-something times. Face, neck, chest, stomach, back. Wherever she could fucking stab him, she stabbed him. Which, of course, makes it seem like, oh, she had enough of being beaten. So she lashed out and stabbed him. And I would agree with you, had I not seen her face. Oh, yeah, I saw her face. They arrested her. She lives around the corner from us, so she's sitting in the back of the police car, handcuffed. And at first she's crying. Her head is down, she's crying. Hysterical. Then out of nowhere, she just stops crying. Lifts her head up slowly and looks me dead in the face. Yeah, you're probably saying, why is everything always looking you dead in the face? Because I was curious. I was looking at her. So it just so happens that she glanced and saw me looking and looked in my face. Okay, that's what happened. But that's not just what happened. Her eyes had no iris. It's just pupil. Freaky. She didn't always look like that. But at this moment she did. And then she smiled at me. And you're saying to yourself, oh. People's faces aren't supposed to smile the way she smiled. Nor do we have teeth like that. It was almost like Baraka teeth. You know the character Baraka from Mortal Kombat 2, I think it is? got the blades. Oh, chops you up and shit. Throws you up in the like blades in his hands. Anyway, yeah, scary ass shit. She teeth just and her smile went all the way here, like all the way to the sides of her face. It was like her whole head just became one big movable jaw. It scared the shit out of me. Once again, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. It's almost like being shot with a taser, except without the electric jolts. The electric jolts aren't fun. I got tased once. Actually, twice. But not by the police. I actually had somebody tase me to see what it felt like. Like an idiot. As if I had never been electrocuted before. It just felt like controlled electrocution. That's it. That's all it felt like. The basement. Oh boy, the basement. Well, it's no longer my basement. But that basement, I'm telling you, it's like I've gotten away from a whole host of evil and demons. It's craziness. I think they built our house on top of a fucking grave site or something. And I'm not even joking. I'm dead serious. So our house is settling. Like I told you, there's a tree. Well, maybe I didn't tell you all. There's a tree growing out from the concrete floor with no sun. Like, explain to me how that happens. With just one leaf. That's all it has. One leaf. You know? It makes me wonder about pretty much everything that has happened in our city. There's a lot of history there. I'm telling you, it's a lot of history. It's the oldest cemetery in the world. Well, in the United States. It's in New Haven, Connecticut. It's Grove Street Cemetery. I've been there once. Never go back there again. I might go back there again and record it, show you guys how old it is, and put it on my channel. But I'm not ghost hunting. I'm not conjuring, and I'm not calling any spirits or demons or anything paranormal. I like to explore. I don't like to hunt, so to speak. Some shit attached to you and follow your ass around. Could you imagine if it was just a dickhead ghost? Like, imagine. Instead of Casper, the friendly ghost, it'd be Charles, the dickhead ghost. Right? Fucking Charles be following you around and shit. You think everything is everything. Walking down the street. About to go in the store. Charles, like, phases through the door ahead of you. Right? There's like this really expensive display thing that says if you break it, you buy it, right? He waits until you open the door because it's sat in a precarious way, so it could potentially be knocked over if you open the door too fast. Yeah. He opened the door. Fucking Charles, the damn dickhead ghost, knocks the fucking thing off the shelf. Shatters it. Of course, the shop owner is pissed off at homeboy. Like, what the fuck, man? I didn't do it. Oh, we got ghosts in here? Of course, Charles is in ghost form, laughing his ass off. You know, trying to keep quiet. And, you know, John breaks out his little recorder, catches some EVPs. he hears laughter. Yep. Snickering. Not angry snickering, just the kind of snickering that's sort of like, you know what I mean? Charles the Dickhead fucking Ghost. Been responsible for numerous pranks that turned into calamities and catastrophes that were just horrible. Like one time, he thought it would be funny if he pulled the main bolt out of the Ferris wheel to see if it would actually just keep rolling, which it did, crushing the baskets and killing everybody inside of them. Charles the Dickhead fucking Ghost. Of course, he had more friends now. He wasn't such a dick. After there were, I think, 18 more dicks. So then they were all just dickheads. Bunch of dickhead ghosts. Charles was the leader of them. They roamed the land, scaring people, pulling pranks, ghost pranks. Like, you're about to take a shower and you put your clothes where you can get to them. Stack them just right. Towel first, because that's what you're gonna grab first. And all the other clothing layered perfectly underneath in the order in which they will be put upon yourself. Only find out that these fucking asshole ghosts have gone and moved your shit around. You go to dry your face, you grab your fucking boxers, wipe your face with them. Realize it's too late. This isn't a towel. These aren't soft at all. What the hell happened? Yeah, they moved your shit. That's what happened. They took it. They took it and they went elsewhere. Then they put it in like somebody else's room and shit, or give it to the kids. So you get mad at the kids. You know, you're yelling at them about shit. If you have kids. If you don't have kids, then you're yelling at yourself like an idiot. Like, what the fuck did I put this shit? God damn it. Come on, haven't you all ever wondered why you do laundry? You could pair the socks together. You could pair them together, motherfuckers. You could pair them together. You always end up missing one sock from a pair somewhere. How does it happen? I don't know how it happens. It's 11:30, folks. I think it's time for everyone to get some sleep, rest. Let the pillow tell you a story of snoozing with fluffy sheep that dance over sugar plums and are happy. I thought I was gonna stop, but maybe I won't. I like this little piece of music, so I will finish with this little piece of music here. Last story is gonna be about a guy who planted some magic seeds. They were pepper seeds. He ordered these pepper seeds from a gentleman named Johnny Waco, Taco Bell Jr. Yeah, it's a mouthful, isn't it? Well, too bad. You don't have to say it again, because I'm not going to either. You only need to know who he bought the seeds from. He planted the seeds. Did everything that he was told to do with the seeds, to grow the seeds. And the seeds, they were growing pretty well. Sprouted, little leaves came out the ground. He decides to use this special spray that he made. Read some stuff on the fucking blog and the goddamn website, and all of a sudden this motherfucker thinks he's a botanist genius. Fucking Farmer John. No, you're trying to grow peppers. You're messing things up. Now, what happens is this chemical that he's spraying on this shit changes the DNA of the pepper. Changed the whole DNA of the pepper. It became self-aware.
Yes, a fruit. It became self-aware. It started to make itself hotter and hotter. And hotter. And hotter. But not only hotter did it make itself. It was always hot. Even when it was green, it was hot. I put a green one in my mouth. I love them. They're delicious. You eat them fresh, right as the pod. Chew, chew, chew. Oh, a Scotch bonnet and a habanero in the mouth at the same time with just the right amount of cream cheese. Ooh. But anyway, the peppers, they came to life. They came to life. They weren't too happy about being turned into hot sauce. They weren't. They attacked me. They said, OmenG, it's time for you to say good night to your friends. So thank you all for coming tonight. It was fun to not yell and scream and rant and rave. I don't have a headache, and I'm sure none of you do. Thanks for coming. Join me tomorrow, or just come to the channel tomorrow. I'm going to post some videos. I probably will not go live tomorrow because I got a lot of shit to do. But like I said, thanks for coming. I hope you had fun. I always have fun doing this shit. Next time I'm gonna do it in a day where I can be a little more animated. But thank you again.